Hey there, and welcome back to the club, and welcome to another Pokemon Fusion Challenge. Today, I'll be fusing Pikachu and Charizard together to create a cool looking character. So let's start with the eyes. I'm going to start with the brow line, starting from the outside, working my way in with a curve. From here, I'm going to draw a little frown line, so curving up in the middle. Under here, I'm going to give them sort of like Pikachu eyes, so just a round, sort of like a half circle, starting inside, a curve around, underneath the brow line. Up on the top left, I'm going to draw a circle for the highlight. Let's go ahead and color the outer area in black. From here, I'm going to work my way up to the top of the head. So just above the brow, I'm going to draw a curve going up and in, and then just along the top edge of the head, just coming down. Let's draw the opposite side of the brow. So up here, we're going to step up a little bit and just draw a curve. And now we're going to come down on the brow line. So coming down on the right side. Now we're going to do an overlap for the beak of the nose. So starting up here, we're going to curve across. So it's kind of got like a Charizard sort of face. In here, we're going to draw in the nostrils. So it's almost like an M shape. So we're going to start on the left, curve up, and then we'll curve down in the middle. Now we're going to intersect the bridge of the nose with another curve, and then come down on the right side. In here, let's draw in some nostrils. I'm just going to draw two short little curves coming in. From here, let's come down towards the mouth, and curve down in the front. We're going to curve along the top edge of the mouth, so curving back. And we're going to curve this up just a little bit. Now from here, I'm going to work my way back to the back of the cheek. So here, I'm going to curve up. Up in here, I'm going to give them sort of Pikachu cheeks. So I'm going to draw a little circle here. We're going to color that in red later. So nice circle there. Now we're going to work our way down to the bottom jaw. So just on the side of this cheek, I'm going to curve down the side of the mouth, and then curve along the bottom of the mouth like so. Let's draw in some fangs. So on this side, I'm going to curve up and then curve back. Draw another one on the end right here. We draw some fangs along the top. So in this little gap here, I'm going to curve in the opposite direction. And then curving up. And right about here, we'll draw another fang here. We're going to have to draw on the back side of the mouth because the face is going sort of like 3/4 that way. So you're going to see a little bit of the inside of the mouth. So in here, I'm just going to curve in towards that tooth. And we'll give him a little tongue. So on the edge of this line here, we curve along and just to the bottom of the mouth. Now we want to show a little bit of shape around the jawbone. So we're along here, we're just going to double this up. We're going to curve to the bottom of the mouth. And then along here, we're going to curve the bottom of the chin. So curving back. From this point, we're going to work our way towards the jaw. So from here, we're going to curve up towards the cheek and kind of get a little bit wider as we go up. And then we're just going to circle around that cheek, just for the jaw. Just curving up like that. From here, let's give him some Pikachu ears. So I'm going to draw the ears sort of pointing backwards. So I'm going to draw them quite big. So curving up to a point, curving up like that. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction, in the other way, curving back in towards that brow line. We're going to draw one more in the back. So up here, curving back. Want to sort of make sure that the lines or the points are at the same height. And then curve that back in behind the brow. Let's give them the little tips, the little black tips up here. So up here, on the left ear, we're going to curve it one way, and on the right, we'll curve in the opposite direction. We'll color those tips in black. Go to the right side and do the same thing. So it's starting to look pretty interesting. Okay, from here, I want to give this Pikachu Charizard fusion a Charizard body. So I'm going to give it the long neck, down to some Pikachu arms perhaps, and then the Pikachu feet. So I'm going to draw the neck coming down towards this body. So from this point in the brow, I'm going to curve the back of the neck. Just down to about here where the shoulders would be. From here, I'm going to give him some pudgy sort of Pikachu arms. So we're going to do an overlap here and just curve around to the fingertips. Now Pikachu had these little pointed fingertips. So we're just going to curve in, curve back, and just do like almost like a little curved zigzag going across like this. And then the final finger, we're just going to go up and in towards the elbow area. Do an overlap and curve in the opposite direction just for the upper arm. Now for the back, we're going to continue this line in the back down towards the legs, but the leg is going to sort of bulge out at the bottom here. So I want to draw this kind of coming down to the feet, which would be right about here. So right behind this hand, just draw a curve coming down towards the feet. Now with Pikachu's feet, I'm going to have them sort of facing forward. So I'm going to draw a big oval here, sort of tilted this way. So starting at the top, curve to the bottom of the heel, and we'll work our way back up to the top. So drawing like an oval in an angle like that. Let's draw some toe separations. So at the top here, curve down, and then right beside it, we'll do another one here. Up at the top here, we'll just draw the top of the leg. So right beside this foot, I'm just going to curve it back so it kind of looks like the leg is sort of sitting there like that. Now that we have this foot in place, we know the other foot is going to have to be in the same height roughly. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw the bottom of the body. So right here, just draw a curve across like that. Now we're going to draw another foot aimed in the opposite direction here. So starting at the top of the feet, curve down towards the heel. Now we're going to curve back up. Curving back up like that. And then we'll draw some toe separation, so curving down along the foot. From here we can go back up to the neck. Now I'm going to draw the curve for the neck coming out towards the belly and then back down towards the body right here because we're going to overlap it on top of the leg. So starting underneath this jaw, we curve out and we'll pull that back in like that. From here let's draw the front of the leg. So up here, I'm just going to curve right into that foot like that. In this area, there's a belly patch that Charizard has, so I'm just going to draw a curve from this, sort of the center point of this curve of the leg, curve up towards the neck, and then down towards the front of the body. Now let's give him the Charizard tail. So I'm going to start on the back here, curve it around behind the body. So what I'm going to do is actually, before I do that, I'm going to have to draw on this arm first. So let's draw on the back arm. Starting at the same height, I'm going to curve this. I'm going to have to go behind the head, and curve this down towards the fingers. Now we're going to do the same sort of curved zigzag for the fingertips. Draw 4 little fingers, curving across like that. That's going to go behind the body a little bit. We'll go up here and just draw the forearm. So curve like this, step down with an overlap, and curve that in behind the body. Okay, now we can draw on the tail. So the tail is going to sort of start here, and curve around behind the arm like that. Now the tail is going to curve around up to the tip. So it's going to continue and just kind of go up this way like that. We'll curve that back so it gets tapered, so it goes a little bit wider as we get towards the body. So curving in like that. Let's give it a little bit of trim. So along here, I'm just going to curve the bottom just to match the belly patch here. And then along the tail, we'll just curve and just sort of let it vanish off to the end of the tail there. We're going to add the flame. So on the end here, on the tip, we're going to move down and just draw a backwards S, like a long S. Curve that back, then we're going to go up in the opposite direction, so almost like an S shape this way. From this point, we're going to curve around and go a little bit higher to the tip of the flame. Let's bring that back in and then out towards the right. From here we're going to curve up and then pull this right in to the tail for a very simple flame. The final step, I'm going to give him some wings, but I'm going to shape the wings like Pikachu's tail, sort of that lightning bolt shape. So on this side, let's start up here. So if it was connected to the back here, I'm going to go up in a curve, and I'm going to bring that down in a straight angle. I'm going to continue that curve up to the top of the wing. Now we're going to curve down to the tip of the wing here. Now we're going to trace this back, but we're going to get a little bit wider as we continue along this line. So curving up, so it gets a little bit wider, and then we're going to just keep it consistent all the way through, so the spacing in between is the same. From this tip, we want to make our way back to the back of the body. So from this point, just going to draw a curve, and then we'll draw another curve and just tuck that in behind the body there. Let's do the same thing on the right side. Now the head and the arm is in front of the wing, so we're going to flip this over, and you're only going to see a little bit of this wing. So we're going to start this point here, just tuck that in behind the head. We're going to come up here to a tip, and we'll come down in an angle behind the nose, and we'll curve that up to the tip of the wing, the high point. Now we're going to curve the side of the wing, curving down like that. Let's go back and trace that out again. So tapering up, so it gets a little bit wider. Curve that in behind the nose. Now you're not going to see it back here, but you'll probably see the edge underneath or between the mouth and in here. And finally, we're going to do the little separation for the wings. So we're going to draw one curve, and then two, tuck that in behind the body. And that is pretty much it. There's our cool fusion between Pikachu and Charizard. We're going to call him Pikazard. I hope you enjoyed this Pokemon Fusion Challenge. If you have any other ideas, please add it in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.